There were a lot of bullfrogs out at Huntley Meadows, but we're not going to be spending time at Huntley Meadows this week. Instead, we're going to take another tour of my backyard. I'll admit, that green frog was the only amphibian I saw this week. Fortunately, there were plenty of blooming flowers to time-lapse. I forget the name of this one. If someone can tell me, please leave a comment below. I definitely recognize the daylilies. They're some of my favorite flowers. This one had a rich orange color that could be found not only in its petals, but also in the pollen on the anthers of the flower. With an appearance almost like orange rice, I can see why some insects find this pollen quite tasty. Unfortunately, I also encountered some poison ivy in my backyard. Perhaps one day I'll look at it under the microscope. Today is not that day. I also encountered Virginia creeper. While this plant isn't poisonous to humans, it has the nasty habit of growing on fences and weakening their structural integrity. But interestingly, this plant also serves as a habitat for insects to live on. Here you can see ants are actually farming these aphids, which are probably feeding off of the Virginia creeper. The ants protect these aphids, and in return, the aphids kind of poop out a nice, tasty, honey-like substance that the ants find quite delicious. And that wasn't the only repulsive thing I encountered in my backyard. Unfortunately, I came into contact with this guy hanging out behind my knee. This is, of course, a tick. The more time you spend outdoors, the more likely you are to get one of these blood-sucking parasites. I can't be sure, but it almost looked as if something were swimming inside its stomach. Maybe baby ticks or some sort of symbiotic protist, or even a relatively large microbial pathogen. In any case, I decided to remove this thing. In the process, it looks like I actually damaged some of its legs. Though its mouth parts fortunately stayed with the tick when I pulled it off. If they had stayed in me, they could have still transmitted disease even though the tick had been pulled off. As disgusted as I was with this creature, I didn't really have the heart to kill it, so I let it go. In its injured state, some predatory insect will probably pick it off. Do you think I should have shown this tick mercy? I'm sure some of you disagree with my decision. Let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, that's all for this week. If you want to see more, make sure to check out my YouTube or Instagram, where I have all sorts of cool wildlife footage. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.